In this episode of Vitamin Dope, we're visiting the science lab of Jason Bray, aka JB Eazy, the Mastermind. Jay Bray was born and raised in Chesapeake, Virginia, another city a part of the Tidewater metropolitan area. A city known as Cheesetown, a nickname given by a crew of hustlers known as the Cheesetown Money Getters. And like most people from Virginia, Jay Bray was definitely a hustler. Jay Bray was acquainted with music at an early age. As he recalls, his father played jazz music daily, and even though as a kid he didn't care for jazz records, there's no doubt that music theory was being programmed into his mind. Bray first started dabbling in production when his older brother Blake gifted him a rolling balls machine. He quoted, "Making beats on that machine was like playing a new video game. He was hooked and couldn't put it down." After his father noticed he took a liking for music production, he purchased him a video game called MTV Music Generator. MTV Music Generator is like Fruity Loops but for PlayStation. Jay Bray recalls having shoeboxes full of memory cards with beats made from the game. He even discovered a way to manipulate the program to make fully custom beats and even samples. I mean, he is a mastermind. Jay Bray became so nice at music production, as a teenager, he was offered a position at a local recording studio as a producer. He quoted in the article, "I used to bring my PlayStation to the studio and run 50-foot RCA cables from the lounge to the control room. Guys would be like, 'What did you make that beat on? A Triton? A MPC?' He'd be like, 'Nope, a PlayStation.' He said he couldn't afford those pieces of equipment at the time, so we worked with what he had." Jason's first production deal didn't work out, as he learned quickly the nature of the music business. He parted ways with the label and took matters into his own hands. He started recording himself at an in-home built studio, experimenting with his friends at the time. Not before long, word spread fast that he was operating his own home-style studio and started building up his clientele and following. Virginia's for hustlers, right? Jay Bray invested the money he made from engineering into a box of 200 tapes with his beats on them. He hit the streets to earn his keep. He sold his beat tapes for $2, and once he flipped those, he bought a CD burner and began selling beat CDs for $5 each. Eventually, Jay Bray was discovered by another record label called Little Rob Productions, who owned state-of-the-art equipment, but they didn't have no engineer. So he quickly made them a proposition by convincing them to open up the studio to the public in exchange for engineering and production services. That deal lasted a few years before it closed down due to rezoning. Devastated by the news, Bray had to go through a humbling experience by pumping the brakes on what he loves to do to get a job to support his newborn child at the time. He stayed busy on his off time by producing at least 5 beats a day. Bray continued his dream and launched his beat production website in 2002 called beatboxking.com, where he sold his beat CDs worldwide. In 2005, Jay Bray, along with his brother, opened up their own recording studio known as Radio Ready Studio. This is when Bray's career took off, creating many memories and works of art, producing and engineering with the hottest music artists in the 757. Being offered a publishing deal by Teddy Riley and working with Virginia icons such as Pusha T, No Malice, and Family certified him as one of the hottest up-and-coming producers and engineers in VA. In 2009, Jay Bray gained international success by producing I Look Good for an up-and-coming artist out of Texas named Charlie Boy. This record was internationally embraced and is still in DJ's playlist to this day. Most recently, I Look Good was reinterpreted by Victoria Monet. Her song titled On My Momma. The album made #1 on iTunes and millions of plays on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and iTunes. It was even on the Billboard charts. That song went on to win a Grammy in 2023 as Song of the Year, with Jay Bray being credited as a writer and producer. Hey man, appreciate you for bringing that Grammy back home, Bray. Salute. You are true indeed a mastermind. This is the story of Jason Bray, aka JB Eazy, BKA J Bray, the Mastermind.